damn drink was. There it is.
I'm glad this is just a base prism.
Why?
This Gilligas Alexander would be the longest title ever.
Shy, yeah. No kidding. My man Jim came through with the slingshot. Woo! Let's go, baby. What up, what up, what up? Hope everybody is doing good today. This is not about cards today. This is one of those videos. Can y'all hear me? I'm assuming you can. This is one of these videos that aren't too comfortable for me, but I think they're good for other people. And I think when the man upstairs above nudges you to do things, you should do them. If not, you know, you're somewhat of a chump. But anyway, I wanted to talk to whoever needed it. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to my man Jim Taylor for getting us our fucking slingshot. Woo! David, he needed his slingshot against Goliath. That's our thing. That's why people ask why Sleeve's nickname is Slingshot right now. That's because I feel like the next few years, this industry is going to be an all-out war, and it's going to be the little fellas versus the big boys. And y'all know me, I love that shit. But anyway, I want to talk to y'all a little bit about something that, you know, is important to me. I don't obviously like talking about these type of things because it's not fun going back into your time when you weren't maybe at your best, or you considered yourself a failure, or you weren't reaching your full potential is probably the best way to put it. But I wanted to share with y'all, this is my degree from MTSU. If you look at this motherfucker, this is one of the most important things to me, honestly. Not because I need it for my business, I don't at all. But if you look real close at it, there's a couple things not on there. One of them is the time it takes to get it. And the other is your GPA or how much it costs you or anything like that. All it is a piece of paper that says, no matter your intelligence, you were able to finish this race. And the reason I'm bringing this up and I want to dive into this a little bit is because I think it's probably going to help. It could help someone. If not, that's okay too. But let me just tell you my situation a little bit. Very average intelligence. When you put me up against someone else, study 1 hour for the test, probably about 49% of the time, I'd say somebody's going to beat me in that test. So it was difficult to begin with, right? Don't hit that. Don't hit the price tags, okay?
Okay.
Omar, my father, I also had a leg up because my father paid my tuition to school to begin with, and also he gave me some money to live on. I always had a job in college. I think that's important. But I was given some opportunities that other people weren't given, right? And my brother had done it before me, and my father had done it before me. So therefore, if you're someone like that, you start thinking, hey, if you feel like it's important that you do it. And I don't know, 4 or 5 years into school, I still wasn't finished. I was flailing around. I went to school for a year. I made a 2.2, which is shitty in the Burns household. And my dad shipped me off to Kentucky, and I worked in construction for a year. And it was probably the worst year of my life, honestly. Lots of stories about that, but it taught me, get your ass to school and make some good grades. And I did for a while. But over time, that wears off. And, I was about 36 hours short of my degree, and I quit. I went into the sports card industry. I had an office on the square. I thought, I was going to go that route. But for many years, that not reaching my potential, it ate at me and it bothered me. And, feeling like my father had spent his hard-earned money essentially believing in me and I wasn't going to pull it off. And so it gnawed at me. I guarantee you it hurt me in other areas because I was worried about that. It doesn't matter what anybody else fucking thinks. It doesn't matter what your fucking girlfriend thinks or your fucking neighbor or whatever. It's what's inside of you. And I always knew that I had shortchanged myself and my father, so it gnawed at me for many years. Later on in life, real estate was tough. It was around 2009, Yeah, 2010, 2009, 2010, it was brutal. So I thought, man, I've got to get back into school just as a fallback plan. If I can't continue real estate, I can be a sales rep. Which, I mean, if y'all know me well enough to know I could sell, I could be a sales rep. That's something that I feel like I was born with that gift. So hop back in, fucking killed it. I think I made 4 O's every time but once, and that was the only I made. As a matter of fact, I made A's every class. There was 12 classes I needed, 36 hours. I made 11 A's and 1 C. The honest truth is that I worked harder for that 1 C than I worked for any of the A's, and it was statistics too. Fucker's a beast. If you can stay away from that class, stay the fuck away from it. But they're working on our roof still. It takes like 3-4 weeks apparently around here to put a roof on. I eventually got the degree. I remember my little boys being there the day I graduated. And the reason I'm telling you all that is because, hey, it took, 12 years? It is what it is, man. If you can't be honest with yourself or share your story to maybe help someone else, that's on you. I feel like I can. And it took that long, right? And people would even say now, well, you don't even need that degree to run your business. And I think they're missing the whole point. That was the first time in my life that I really wanted to do something and I didn't reach my potential or failed or whatever you did or whatever you want to call it. And years later, I was able to come back and correct that wrong. And all of a sudden, from that moment on, from the day I graduated until I opened Grand Slam, my confidence completely changed. That inner voice inside of me stopped saying some things and started saying some positive things. And that from that 2012 when I graduated to 2016, it was this internal dialogue. I used to listen to motivational stuff all the time. And I mean, it just was pounded in my head. Eric Thomas, Gary Vaynerchuk, you name them, I've listened, Greg Blight, you name them, I've listened to them repeatedly. And it's because during that time, I still was trying to find my way, but getting that degree, it put me in a position to believe in myself enough to take another chance at the card shop and the card store. And that one decision of going back and correcting that wrong, one, to make sure that my father didn't waste his money, and two, because my family, I was going to need to make a living for my family to do my part. So from that moment on, I was a different person. It was almost like the old Nate was left on that stage when I graduated, and he's gone, and there's this new person in it. It doesn't happen overnight, guys. You know, the key, it isn't about school. Like, fuck college. It's not about college. It's what's important to you. That was super important to me. That was like a weight that was hung around my neck that my uncle graduated, my father graduated, my brother graduated, and somehow I couldn't find my way to graduate. Well, then when you flip that and you do it, all of a sudden you start building confidence in yourself, and the next thing you know, you think to yourself, well, maybe I can open a store. That dialogue went on for years in my head before I finally pulled the trigger. Robbie had to listen to that all the time. My friends had to listen to it all the time. Man, I want to open a card shop. Do you think I can do it? Back and forth. And there's this internal tug of war until you're finally like, let's just see what happens. I believe in my heart, without the college degree and finding my way through that gauntlet, which is stats 2, and overcoming, you know, not being able to pay attention, those type of things. We all have issues. Everybody has reasons. All people have reasons not to do something. Everybody's got bad knees. Everybody has a parent that intentionally or unintentionally damaged them. Everybody has an aunt or an uncle who slighted them. I mean, everybody's had a battle with drugs or addiction or whatever, man. Like, stop with that shit. As far as the bitching to yourself and bitching to everybody else and making excuses for your bullshit. If you want something and you're always talking about it, everybody around you's thinking, man, you're not about it. You talk about it. If you're about it, you'll do something about it. Like, your actions are what matter, right? Like, 12 fucking, I mean, man, I was so embarrassed to go back to that class. I was like the old geezer, you know, in the class at that time. I mean, we're talking 2010. Heck, I was 33 years old having to go back to school, man, to do something I should have done 10 years earlier. But better late than never. At least now I'm not sitting around thinking about how I let my father down, how I let my kids down, you know? So, one, if you've done something or you're behind, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. If the movie's not over, there's still pages to be written. But don't try to write those pages with no fucking ink. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to change something. That change in me was almost forced because of, let's say real estate had went great, right? Like, I got into real estate in 2005. I sold more fucking houses than I ever dreamed in 05, 06, 07. Things were rolling, right? Well, then in 08, 09, 2010, they were terrible. And if they had always been great, I would have never went back to school. We would not be here right now in this store. I would be miserable selling real estate to people that I don't really enjoy. I didn't enjoy that. You know, just because you're decent at something or you're good at something doesn't mean that's what you have to do with your life, right? Just because your parents think you need to be a sales rep or your mom thinks you should be an attorney or whatever, like, you need to listen to what's within you. That little voice inside is that higher power upstairs talking, I believe. But the whole point is, you know, there's got to be some type of action that changes what you're doing. If you keep doing the same shit, you're going to keep getting the same results. If you want to change, I'm telling you, where you will grow is when you're uncomfortable. Where you will take a step forward is when you're outside of that comfort zone, man. That's where we grow. Being uncomfortable, being scared, shit. Everything I ever did that was worth a shit is right on the other side of fear. Will Smith, I've heard him say that, and it's true, but you're either, you know, there's so many people. Go by a fucking cemetery tonight. You know how many fucking, there may be a cancer killer, somebody who cured cancer over there that just couldn't find the courage to take the risk, or they listened to somebody tell them they weren't good enough or they couldn't. And I'm telling you, you can. It doesn't matter if you finished fucking dead last in your class. It doesn't matter if you're the valedictorian. I know valedictorians that are bums, and I know people who finish at the end of their class that are successful in I guess, in other people's, you know, to me, I gauge success by a little bit. I consider your happiness, your inner peace. So don't, like, stop fucking listening to yourself say a bunch of stupid shit. And if you really do want to do something, whatever that is, let's say it is you want to go back to school. You got to fucking register, man. Like, that's it. Like, it's not, nobody's going to register for you, right? Like, just take that first step. If you want to open a card shop, everybody wants to open a card shop. I get messages, everybody wants to open a card shop. Some card shop owners, they bristle up at that. And to me, there's two things going on there. One, I love competition. And two, that means we're doing the right thing, letting people see how much how much fun we're having doing what we do. So therefore they want to do it too. Man, what has that got to do with you? If you're a card shop owner in this day and age and somebody opens up next door to you and you still can't hack it because Panini and Topps and Upper Deck's giving you boxes of cards and this guy's got none and he's going to come on your street and put you out of business, grab a mirror, man. That has nothing to do with him. All that does is inspire me. Again, everybody's different, but whether it's opening up a lawn business, you ain't going to open up a lawn business without a motherfucking lawnmower, right? Like, what I'm saying is if you'll just, that first step, or like for me, that degree that took 12 fucking years, that was the confidence I needed to say, well, maybe not everything is going to go poorly. Not everything is going to go bad. Sometimes shit goes your way. We sit around and talk about all the things that can go wrong. Oh, you can go bankrupt. Well, fuck, if you're broke, what does it matter? If you're broke, guess what? You're broke. Being more broke doesn't matter, right? Like, you have a lot less to lose if you're broke. Good. That's a plus as far as I'm concerned. The other thing is you can't expect other people to, like, you can't run off their feelings, or nobody's going to sit, you know, at your store at midnight or in the library studying and cheering you on. You have to find something that motivates you. And to me, it's about making it about someone else other than yourself. To me, the college degree was really and truly about really my kids and my father. I felt like my father had spent a lot of hard-earned money betting on me like he did my brother. And I felt like I had let him down. And if you're someone like me anyway, that will gnaw at you whenever you have a quiet moment. It will gnaw on you. It did me. And the other was my children. I was thinking, man, how can I look my children in the face and go get your education when I literally had it all laid out for me and wouldn't do it? So that, and then also putting, clothes on their back, food in their mouth, et cetera, et cetera. But now I sat down with my children the other day and I was like, look, man, if you go to UK, this ain't playtime. If you want to go be a bum, go to MTSU. UK's grown folks stuff because out of state tuition. It's not time to play. You got to decide, man. Your mother's not going to be able to save you, and I'm not going to be able to save you. This is your decision, but I'm not going to pay crazy amounts of money for you to go play fucking college time on my dime. Nah, man, you're going to get to work, and that's up to them, man. That's their fork in the road, right? And it's really amazing on the other side when you've been on that side where you've had that thing gnaw at you, or you've worried about having that conversation with your child. They're actually delivering my car, folks. I'm gonna have to go in a minute. Give me 1 second. Hello? Hello? Hey, buddy.
Hey man, just wanted to let you know, guy's on his way, so he's probably be there 30 minutes.
Okay, that's fine, man. I'm live. Yeah, I'll be here. All right, buddy.
Okay, good.
All right, man. All right.
He's filling it up, and just make sure he leaves the old tag with you.
I got you, man. I'll do it. O tag. All right, man. Bye. Sorry, I thought they were here. They were supposed to be here. And that's why I get on here, and I'm humble. That's not, you don't find me, too often. That's just the reality of it is, hey man, I had to work for my grades. It took me 12 years. So fucking what? I'm right here. And opening myself up where others may not, because I get it. It sucks. But there's more of us. There's more of us that struggle, whether it's with mental health, education, confidence, family problems, than there are the other ones that have there's a whole lot more of us than there are Lane Kiffins in this world. That's how I feel about it. There's more of us. We should stick together and be real and try to help the rest of us find their way. Whatever it is, man, if I can help you in any way I can, unless you're some weirdo, crazy person, I'm more than happy to try and help, man. But that's my hope for you, is whatever it is, you can find your way to the other side too. And then when you do find your way, and when I talk about that, I mean happiness, where you're somewhat happy. Remember the people on the other side that could use your help, man. Don't be a coward. Don't be afraid to at least be somewhat vulnerable to let them. Sometimes you have to light the way for other people. You know what I mean? Like, you got to light. It might not be fun, but you've got to show them that there are people just like them, man, that did find their way out of that pit. And that's about it. I mean, that's what I wanted to go over. And like I said, it's Monday. I wanted to share it because, honestly, I felt like it. I felt like somebody could use it. If not, that's okay too. Life can be a bitch, man. You just got to hang on sometimes, right? We have 2 customers now that sent us the caws. How awesome is that? Nothing but love. All right. We'll holler at y'all. Today's Monday. We'll be live on Wednesday. I hope you guys are getting ready for a big Thanksgiving with your family. If you're not, man, maybe with anybody. Just find one person, you know. Hasn't got to be a crowd, right? Big Gary always dragging. All right. That's pretty much it. Just wanted to go over that real quick while it was on my mind. Nothing but love. Let's see. More modern singles are being added right now.
Yep.
Jesse, anything Kyler Murray. If we put some Kyler Murray on there, I say Kyler Murray. I think in this season, like right now in football season, by Acuna and Tatis and Guerrero, I think you'll get good returns when baseball season starts. Those are a few that off the top of my head that I really feel like could make a big springboard. I mean, the Cardinals are 9-2 now, right, Austin?
I don't know if they won last night.
They won last night.
Yeah, then I'd say they're 9.
So they beat Seahawks at Seattle. Do they still suck, Austin? No.
Yeah, they do.
I would, once Kyler gets rolling, I have a feeling he might get hot in the playoffs. We'll see. You never know. That's my picks, man. Other than that, I hope you had a good weekend. I really do. Holla at you, boy! Stay up, man. Stay up. It's your choice, man. Everybody's got fucking hurdles, man. Stop acting like your hurdles are bigger than other people's hurdles. That's you telling you that. Everybody's got shit, man. Everybody's made bad choices. But fuck, I'm a fucking litany of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, always remember this, and this is true. One success can erase a lifetime of failures. One good decision. That motherfucker who made those t-shirts with the smiley face, one time. That motherfucker probably had 50 bad ideas. You know what I'm saying? That mouse might be for sale. I'm thinking about putting that in my PC. I love Rand University, but you know me, I'm a businessman. Business is business, right? Right, Austin?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Y'all have a good day.